Welcome to Inside Bremerton. This is the City of Bremerton's video newsletter focusing on issues and topics important to its citizens. With me is Wynn Berkenthal as we talk about Kiwanis Park. Have you seen this beautiful spot? We are between 4th Street and 5th Street. The cross street to the east is Veneta, to the west is Hewitt. This place has undergone a major transformation, and here to share that information is Wynn. Welcome and thanks for coming today.
Thanks, Char. Good to be here.
We really wish it had been a couple days ago when it was beautiful sunny weather today, but this is a really wonderful shelter. Great picnic shelter here at Kiwanis. First of all, Wynn, tell us about the history of Kiwanis Park and what it used to be.
Back when Bremerton and Charleston were two separate towns, they consolidated. Bremerton annexed Charleston, and they decided that their school districts would come together and form one district and have one high school. And that high school stood on this site where we're now standing, and it was called Union High, referring to the union of Bremerton and Charleston.
Oh, neat.
And then as that school building got too small, it turned into a junior high called Kuntz Junior High. In the late 70s, Kuntz Junior High had a catastrophic fire. The building couldn't be salvaged, and the city bought the property from the school district, about 5 acres, for a park.
So this is a 5-acre piece of land.
Right.
Beautiful. And it's right in our downtown core almost. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot. Tell us what this park used to look like.
Well, it had old buildings on it, which in 1994, some of them were knocked down using a community development block grant. The old boiler room used to sit on top of the hill, and it kind of cut the property in half. The lower field here was very, very wet. It took all the drainage from the neighborhood, which slopes towards downtown, and was mostly unusable. It had a small ball field in it, but was rarely used because of its size and how wet it was. The school across the street had a desire to use it for recess and PE activities, but often it was a mud bog. And so we were stuck with a park that's main feature was a soccer field on the uphill portion, and the downhill portion was a quagmire. And so back in 2008, we met with the community, the school, the soccer groups, and asked people to sit down and draw on butcher paper what they'd like to see in their park.
Oh, I love that process. I absolutely love it. And at one point, there was a tennis court over here.
There certainly was 2 tennis courts that had deteriorated over time. The asphalt and the nets and the fencing were in very poor condition. And because the tennis courts were lightly used and heavily deteriorated, we decided the best use was to repurpose that land for green space and to be able to make a perimeter trail around the park, and most importantly, to create the rain garden, which takes the water and wicks it away from the play surfaces and allows the play surfaces to stay dry.
Rain gardens are awesome, totally awesome. Wynn, tell us some more about the community process. How many community meetings, meeting with local residents, how long did that process go on?
I'm going to go back, way back to 1978, when the city purchased the property from the school district, and the site still had remnants of undemolished buildings on it. The Kiwanis Club stepped in way back then and offered the first $5,000 to help clear the site and get some graded and irrigated play fields. So the Kiwanis Club has been involved all that length of time, and it's been a slow process because getting rid of the older buildings and their foundations took time, and the city actually tried twice to go to the state of Washington to get major development grants, of which the Kiwanis Club was ready to match with their club raised money, but those grants didn't come through. It took us all the way until 2009 to be able to secure $400,000 from the state, which was a foundation for the remaining $700,000 that came towards the park's development.
Wow. So what was the total redo cost of the park?
Roughly 1.2, and some of that money also includes doing traffic calming and drainage work on 4th and 5th Streets and making those streets easier to cross for kids and families to get to the park.
Excellent. So lots of work between the Parks and Recreation Department and our Public Works Department.
Certainly. We shared the project management because basically it's one site, but it does involve parkland and 2 city streets.
Excellent, excellent. So the whole design of the park was done by Colette on your staff?
Yes, it was. The
After public input?
the conceptual plan based on public input was done by Colette, and then it went to AHBL Engineering in Tacoma to get turned into construction documents so that someone could bid on the park and then actually take care of the construction portion.
And then, of course, Parks maintenance staff did lots of work as well as a contractor. Is that how it was, or was it all contractor?
Parks maintenance staff did the playground installation of about a $70,000 playground, and we also did quite a bit of the planting in the park, the shrubs and trees and forbs and bushes, and helped monitor and assist volunteers who did a good deal of that planting as well.
Volunteers are a big part of this park, big part of this project, not only Kiwanis, but this is a very active neighborhood in Bremerton, Union Hill neighborhood. This is probably their crowning glory. They use this park a lot for their local meetings. And we're going to talk next to the president of our local Kiwanis Club, Sonny Wheeler, and hear more about how volunteers are involved in this park. Welcome back to Inside Bremerton. With me now is Sonny Wheeler. Sonny, welcome.
Thank you very much.
This is Sonny's neighborhood. Sonny wears lots of hats. Sonny is a parks commissioner.
Yes.
Sonny is president of the Bremerton Kiwanis Club. Sonny is a member of the Union Hill group.
Yes.
Sonny is a member of the Friends of Kiwanis Park.
Yes.
Anything else?
I am Bremerton Buzz.
You are Bremerton Buzz? What is
Yes.
that?
It's a new Facebook site about fun things to do with your kids in the city of Bremerton that are either free or low cost.
Wow, we need to hear some more about that. But we're here to talk about Kiwanis
Yes.
Park, and what a beautiful site this is.
It's gorgeous.
Sonny, tell us how the Kiwanis group, your Kiwanis group, how long have you been a Kiwanian?
I've been a Kiwanian for 6 years.
Awesome.
That's all.
That's all?
That's all. Well, we have members
you
who've
have
been
members.
members for 62 years of our club, still currently members. So.
Amen. And that, we can go into all kinds of stuff about service organizations. Tell us, since you've been a Kiwanian, how the Kiwanis Club has been involved in this site.
Well, we initially had in the 70s the naming of the park and becoming part of the park's support and giving our first donation. And in the past few years, we've given another $25,000 of money to be matched for the Parks Department to use for developing this park and making it beautiful once again. So, and we regularly come here and do work. And last year, with the help of our member Dahlia Bob, we installed our flower garden at the top of the hill, just on the 4th Street side by the soccer field. And currently, Bob refers to them as weeds, but they're beautiful daffodils and tulips. And in May, we'll be planting the dahlia bulbs again. And so all August, September, October, we'll have beautiful dahlias in our garden as well. So.
I think that's really important, that the Kiwanis Club not only provides funding, they provide people power to this park, which is totally phenomenal. Let's talk about the Friends of Kiwanis Park.
Yes.
How often are they in this on site to help the Parks Department maintain the beauty?
Right. Well, we do anything that is considered no or low labor, skilled labor as far as that's concerned. We've been meeting here since August of last year, and we come every 4th Saturday from 9 to 11, and we do whatever the Parks Department asks us to do. We try to call first and find out what projects there are. We help plant the 300 or so plants you see along the slope side here. We've moved yards and yards of dirt. We've swept parking lots. We were here this last weekend raking bark back underneath the playground equipment, and sweeping and picking up pine cones from the storms from the winter. So
Beautiful.
doing a lot of work.
Great.
In our garden, of course.
And of course the garden. So let's talk a little bit about the garden. We want to see it in bloom. It currently has the daffodils. How
Yes.
many dahlia bulbs are in there? Does the Kiwanis Club plant? Do you have any idea?
Yes. Last year we planted 60 dahlia tubers, and the tubers, I have to do it right because Bob will get you.
Oh, I know you have to do it right. But under Bob's tutelage, I'm
Yes.
sure everything was perfect.
And we had 60 beautiful plants, and under Bob's guidance, they were planted properly and well. And when we dug them up in November, we had 608 tubers. So
Holy moly.
we are going to be selling, they've been divided and stored over winter, and they've been labeled with photographs and how-tos, and we will be at the first farmers market in Bremerton in May, and we will be selling 604, I think, made it through the winter, and we will be selling them to help raise money to keep helping maintain our park.
Sustainability.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. 60 tubers planted, reaped 600.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
This
That's
mushroom
phenomenal.
compost is awesome stuff.
Oh, mushroom compost. That's the secret. Is that Bob's secret concoction?
I think so. I think he was concerned about the bone meal in dogs, so we went with mushroom.
Wow.
So yes.
Sonny, what's your favorite part of this park? What do you enjoy the most?
I just like coming over here and walking every time. This is the very first time I've been to the park when nobody else has been here. It's been raining, it's been blowing, somebody's walking their dog, somebody's at the soccer pitch having fun, practicing their shots. People are here this weekend. We were doing a cleanup. People were here with blankets, sitting in the middle, blowing bubbles, having lunch with their family and neighbors. And I just love that it's a community gathering spot. That's my favorite part about the park.
Awesome. Very good. So something's going to happen this Easter that hasn't happened in a long, long time, and there's an Easter egg hunt planned for. Tell us the date and time and how folks can be here.
Very good. Kiwanis is very happy to be working with the City of Bremerton and several of the community churches and Union Hill Neighborhood Association and the Friends of Kiwanis Park to put on this Easter egg hunt and kind of community extravaganza. We are very excited. It will be our Kiwanis one-day event. It's our international one-day event. It's the 19th of April, and it's from 1 to 3. The Easter parade will be at 2 o'clock, so everybody will be here marching around. Bring your Easter bonnets, wear play clothes, but we will be having coloring contests, Easter egg cookie decorating. We will have egg hunt, rope pulls, three-legged races.
Oh, fashion fun.
It will be a lot of fun. So we're
Awesome.
excited.
Is there a cost involved?
No, it's absolutely free.
That's great.
Yes.
And I bet you have the egg hunts divided into age groups
We
for
do.
little ones too.
5 and under, and then 5 to 8 or 10 years old, whoever feels like they'd like to participate. But there'll be family fun for everybody. And also we have several people with digital cameras that will be taking family photos in our dahlia garden, which will be hopefully full of tulips and daffodils. And so we'll be able to email pictures to people who want a family Easter portrait.
Oh, great idea. Again, Saturday, April 19th, 1 to 3, right here at our beautiful Kiwanis Park. And at that point, if you haven't been here, please come down and see this spot. And Sonny, thank you, and all the hats you wear, and all the people that are helping keep this park beautiful. We're at Kiwanis Field. We are between 4th and 5th Street and Veneta and Hewitt, very close to downtown in the Union Hill neighborhood.
Yes.
Thanks so much. And thanks for joining us today on Inside Bremerton.